I moved in with my grandparents the same day my parents announced my mom's pregnant again. My parents had me when they were 19 and 20, total kids themselves. For the first 6 years of my life, we all lived crammed in with my mom's parents because my parents couldn't get their crap together. When I turned 6, my parents finally moved us out. They were so proud of themselves, acting like they'd accomplished something huge. The reason? Mom was pregnant with kid number 2. That should have been my first warning sign right there. Fast forward 11 years and now there's 6 of us kids total. My house is basically a zoo where the animals run everything. My siblings don't know how to act like humans because my parents never taught them. They spit on people's food, stick their grubby fingers in everyone's plates, and then put the food back. If my mom buys frozen pizzas and there's a topping they don't like, they just pick it off and throw it on the floor. Not in the trash, on the actual floor. They have screaming meltdowns in Target, knock stuff off shelves at grocery stores, and my parents just stand there like it's totally normal. Meanwhile, I'm dying of embarrassment watching other families stare at us like we're some kind of reality TV disaster. But here's the part that really made me lose it. When my youngest sister was born 2 years ago, my parents didn't put her crib in their room like normal people. They stuck it in my room and made me the night shift babysitter. I'm talking 3 a.m. diaper changes, warming up bottles, trying to get her back to sleep while my parents snored away down the hall. I was basically a live-in nanny at 15 years old. School the next day? Didn't matter if I'd been up all night with a crying baby. My grades started slipping because I was exhausted all the time, but when I complained, my dad just said I needed to step up and help the family. Help the family? I didn't choose to have 6 kids. That was their brilliant decision. So last Tuesday when my parents gathered all of us in the living room with these huge grins on their faces, I already knew what was coming. My mom had that same glowing look she gets every couple years, and my dad was bouncing on his heels like an excited puppy. "We have amazing news," my mom announced, putting her hand on her stomach. "You're all going to be big brothers and sisters again." My siblings started jumping around and screaming with excitement because they don't understand what this actually means. More chaos, less attention, and guess who's going to be stuck changing diapers and doing midnight feedings again? Me. I didn't even wait for them to finish their little announcement speech. I walked straight to my room, grabbed my phone, and called my grandparents. My hands were literally shaking as I dialed their number. "Grandma, it's me. Mom's pregnant again and I can't do this anymore. Can I please come live with you guys? Like today?" There was silence for about 10 seconds. Then I heard my grandma take a deep breath. "She's what? Another one? Those two have lost their minds. Pack your things, sweetie. Grandpa's already getting the car keys." I threw all my important stuff into 2 duffel bags. Clothes, my laptop, chargers, and most importantly, my passport and birth certificate from my parents' filing cabinet. I learned that trick from Reddit. Always grab your documents first. My parents were still in the living room explaining to my siblings how exciting this was going to be when I walked past with my bags. My dad looked confused. "Where are you going with those? Grandma and Grandpa's?" "Permanently." My mom's face went white. "What do you mean permanently? You can't just leave." "Watch me." That's when they both started freaking out. My dad blocked the front door and started this whole lecture about family responsibility and how they needed my help now more than ever. My mom was crying, saying I was being selfish and dramatic, but I was done listening to their guilt trips. When my grandparents knocked on the door 20 minutes later, I pushed past my dad and didn't look back. Now my parents are absolutely losing their minds because they realize they actually have to parent their own kids. They've called the cops on my grandparents twice, claiming I was kidnapped or whatever. The cops took one look at the situation, saw that I'm 17 and chose to leave voluntarily, and basically told my parents to grow up. They're threatening to sue my grandparents for interfering with their parental rights, but my grandma just laughed and said, "Good luck with that. Maybe try actually being parents first."